Welcome to the Tactical Games Podcast. My name's Nick Thayer. I'm here with Nick Palacios.
Excited for an exciting podcast today.
I'm super excited as well. A couple weeks ago, so we just got back from South Carolina.
Sounds right.
So it went Reno, 101, South Carolina, all within the span of 3 weeks.
Yep.
And we don't have time because we're leaving in 2 days.
Yeah.
To do our AAR that we typically do. So we will have a South Carolina AAR, and we're going to couple it together with the team event AAR.
Marry it together, if you will.
Marry it.
Yeah.
And we'll bring those to you guys 2 weeks.
Whenever we get a night to sleep and put our thoughts together, form couplable sentences, we'll be able to put it together.
After we get back from YO, which we're really excited about. That is our next match. We're going to be leaving here, not tomorrow, but the day after.
Yep.
To get everything set up. I'm going to be competing, which I'm super excited about, with Mr.
Curtly Fennell.
And my wife's going to be out there competing as well. So Amanda's going to be competing with the one and only Lauren Kaler.
It's a family affair.
Lauren Khalil. Yeah. We're excited for everybody to get out there and get after it in that way. So we did have some interesting things happen over the past couple of weeks. One of them we brought you guys here to talk to you about today. We had a writer from the New York Times come out to our match in Reno. He had reached out previously and requested information about, possibly coming out and writing the article. And I talked about it on our Facebook group a little bit, but I was super excited about it, excited to share our sport and our community and the people inside of it and everything that we've got going on with a new audience, with an audience that's well outside of who I think our typical people are. So it was awesome for him to come out and see it and to get this exposure. Super stoked about it. And we knew that there was a possibility, because our sport involves firearms, that it could go one of two ways.
Strong possibility.
And so we've internally had discussions and publicly had discussions about this. Is our first talk through it. But the article I thought was like 90% very nice, and they said some great things about what we were doing and about a lot of different aspects of what we had going on. And then they had some not so nice things to say about it.
Yeah. It was so joking aside, the article, like the perspective from which the writer wrote the article about was from that of which somebody who's completely separate from the 2A or firearms industry, whatever you want to call it. So, and what they used to describe it was kind of like their own stereotypical ways that they could describe the sport, which it came off absolutely terrible. But there was a couple of lines in there that, were my favorite. The military roleplay thing I thought was hilarious.
Oh, no. The
American Gladiators.
The American Gladiators.
Mixed with, what did they say? It was a cross between American Gladiators and, I don't know.
I just remember reading American Gladiators.
It was not good. It was not good. The Limp Bizkit blaring on the speaker all weekend, commenting. The lack of... You would think, it being the New York Times, that they would have chosen better quality photos and videos to share on the post. But it looked like they just used iPhone footage. And of course, they only showed white people. So, that didn't do us any credit whatsoever. But in seeing the post, it was funny. We were sandwiched in between the Pope and the recent news from Gaza. And our post had more likes, more shares, and more comments than all of those almost put together, which was insane. So today we're going to read the very well curated and thought out comments.
Well, so before we get there, so let's kind of we'll explain. So the article came out, and a friend sent it to me. Steve Chow sent it to me, and I was like, oh, cool, because it's behind a paid firewall normally to get to the article. So I think every New York Post article that somebody does, somebody puts it on Reddit or somewhere else where you can just go and get it.
Just rip it for free.
So he sent it to me, and I read through it, and I was like, this isn't terrible. I'm not going to share it or repost it, but this is not terrible. So Drudge Report covered it too. They picked it up and had it on there.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So a couple days, maybe 10 days go by.
Yeah.
And somebody sent me the post on their Instagram.
Yeah.
And that was when I knew. I was like, oh, this is
this
is where it's gonna get kind of squirrely.
Welcome to the big leagues.
So let's go take a look at what we are currently at as far as this is a funny one.
The engagement is insane. The comments were all overwhelmingly positive, by the way.
But because it was put out there where it was on Instagram, we're going to talk through some of the Instagram comments that we saw that we would like to discuss.
That we really enjoyed.
So right now it's at 10,007 shares, 10,700 shares, 23,000 likes, and just under 1,300 comments.
How many? Go to the Popes real quick. I want to see what we've got in relation to the Pope post. It's the one right. I think it's right before ours.
Jeremy Renner kind of crushed it. The Pope, well, now he's got 100,000 likes.
Okay. All right.
But only 742 comments and only 3,800 shares.
So we beat out the Pope this week, guys. I'll take that as a win.
A fitness fad with guns. Yeah, you're right. The photos that they chose for this, of all the incredible photos.
Terrible. Like all the photos that Roe takes, like they could have just used our media. It would have been way better.
The military role play is funny.
Yeah, that's just like somebody who's just not in the space. That's just kind of what they were able to infer.
No,
the
author of the article I thought was a nice enough guy. And the photographer was out there, and then they asked me if they could do a portrait.
So I was diving into the comments that night, and my favorite like overall theme from that was that we are a psyop that is covertly training the American civilian public in order to be more draftable. So, didn't want to put that out there. So that's what we're doing here at the Tactical Games, is we're making you guys more draftable, apparently.
Well, let's go through some of the ones that you picked out, and we'll read these because these are kind of funny.
Yeah, do us the honors. Start us off.
So first one, seems like a great way to accidentally get shot. Laughing my fucking ass off. All right, so this is a funny one. I'd never take somebody utilizing firearms in a safe way like we do as being dangerous. It's actually the exact opposite. Instead, you're trying to build proficiency with firearms through training and through utilization, instead of just pulling your gun out of your safe after you've never used it before and then hoping it'll go bang.
Yeah, and shooting on a static range and not knowing what you're doing. Not playing.
You know how many people I've seen try to load their magazines backwards?
Yeah, a lot. A lot. Well, and the funny thing is like, on, the left, there always are, talking about like lack of safe gun ownership and gun laws and this and that. And like, there's, the biggest thing for us is like, safety, safe gun ownership, like being proficient with your firearms. So it's like, we're trying to work against, like what's out there in mainstream media.
Yeah. I think the idea is not empowerment, but education, getting as many people to be responsible gun owners as possible. It's great that there's gun owners, but instead we're trying to make sure that they're responsible gun owners.
Yep. So that was one of my favorites.
Let's hear your next one.
I like this one a lot. I actually responded to this guy. Hey, you know what, y'all fellas, go out into the hood and get some young men into your groups, then I'll be all for it. But until then, it just seems like another white-only space to me, but with guns. Again, the post showed only white people at the event, which again didn't do us any credit. But if you go to an event and actually spend some time to sit and talk with the people that go to these events and are part of our sport, you'll see that it's an incredibly diverse group of people from all different walks of life, different. I mean, like you get people all the way from lawyers, doctors. I mean, and you name it. Like any walk of life, they're in our sport.
It reminds me of, and I've said this a lot of times. It reminds me of going to boot camp.
Yeah,
like you show up and everybody's different from different places. From like, I remember showing up to boot camp and like there were 3 guys from Texas. There was a guy from Arkansas. I was the only one from Michigan. There were just people from all over the country that everybody was different religious backgrounds, different ethnicities, different beliefs, just different. And that's what our sport is.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I'm the only Middle Eastern person here, but I don't hold any guns.
You're the only.
We don't allow you to.
I think you're the only Persian. I don't think you're the only Middle Eastern person here. We had Sargon for a long time, and then I'm trying to think if there's any other Middle Eastern competitors.
2 Middle Eastern.
Just this is turning into the most racist conversation we've ever had. No. Nick's Hispanic. It's okay. All right. This one.
This one's epic.
This was absolutely hilarious to me. It was January 6th, the Super Bowl for this sport.
The short answer is yes.
This was hilarious.
I had two friends from high school that I hadn't talked to in a while, and they sent me the post, and then they asked me next, where were you at on January 6th? I was like,
See, I mean, the Viking now.
I was like, it was our off season, so I had plenty of downtime. But no, I wasn't at the Capitol.
Oh God, that was funny.
The next one, least corny American activity. I'll take that as a win.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a win because we have pickleball, and the fact that we're above pickleball is a huge win for me.
Oh, let's see the next one. This guy's holding. Is that a cat in this photo?
It's a Chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can't talk shit because our dog Val that passed away was a toy Pomeranian, and I used to cart her around everywhere that I went.
I mean, it exudes male alpha dominance.
For the final event, you have to rage post about trans people for 2 hours while riding a tricycle dressed as a clown.
Well, we have a handicapped disabled veteran, so I think that's extremely rude to even say because he can't ride a tricycle. He fought for your rights to own that little Chihuahua. This guy, competitive LARPing. That was low-hanging fruit. I thought that was a little bit weak. He could have done better with that one.
It's only 25 likes. This isn't a good one.
That was weak.
What do we got next?
Do better, man.
Okay, this woman's picture is hilarious.
Coming from a white person.
Notice this is all white people LMAO.
Like, okay. You got us. You got us. Jesus Christ. Another low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
No thought went into that one. A favorite for people who peaked in high school.
I feel personally attacked.
That looks like me.
That's my AI. That's my.
I like the cocked head, like slightly off.
No, so what that photo is, he got wedding photos done with his wife.
It's either a wedding
and then
photo.
They got divorced, and he's like, "No, but this is a good photo. I mean, I'm gonna keep this one.
I'm gonna use this one for my dating profile." That's either that, or it's like one of those photos where all your family all wears white, and you take those photos in the woods together.
It's like it looks like it was taken after church.
Good on you, man. Gravy seals.
Okay, like the exact opposite.
So weak. So weak, dude. There was a good amount of those. Yeah. He doesn't look like he works out too much, but
ride in Disneyland.
It looks like he's on a boat.
It's a family boat trip.
I'm on a boat. All right, what we got next?
Next one.
Space Force Delta SEALs.
Nice.
I think that's fine.
Quit making fun of Space Force.
Everyone just leave Space Force alone.
Keep making fun of the Coast Guard. Quit making fun of Space Force, all right? Gonna be a no from me, dog. I like the Randy Jackson callback from the early 2000s.
It looks like he's got a furry costume on, though, right?
He's got one of those like wispy zip up hoodies that you wear after you've done like an ayahuasca retreat.
Oh, you own one of these hoodies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually went on his page and I found a Randy Jackson gif of him singing. He was doing like an acoustic cover to some really shitty song, and I just posted a Randy Jackson gif that says it's gonna be a no from me. He didn't reply. I was kind of bummed.
Are you trolling these people?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Clearly, you don't have enough to do during the day. So instead, we'll just make a podcast about it.
Also, it's the guy that wears jeans during voting.
Yeah. It's a very smart move to wear jeans while you work out.
Yeah, it's jeans.
Hell yeah, dude. Better than wet legs. A club for failed Army recruits. With a kindergarten. This guy went through his entire life and couldn't think of a better photo of himself than his elementary school photo.
Some of us peak in elementary school. Some of us peak in high school. Some of us peak in elementary school. But a club for failed Army recruits is very funny. Yeah. Here we go again, the January 6th games.
That's the new title for Nationals 2025.
Chinga tu maga. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Spanish password.
It means fuck your MAGA.
Oh, really? Is that what it
Yeah,
means?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good one. White people stay ready because they know violence is the only solution to their genetic inferiority.
Isn't that the guy from the Captain Phillips?
Damn.
Sounds kind of subjective, but whatever. Whatever you want to say, dude. It's whatever.
Sounds like a MAGA wet dream.
Oh my god,
Ah.
so good.
Now what we got next? Yay, violence and aggression for funsies? Question mark. Folks will run to and try everything but mental help. What?
I mean, I think a lot of people find a lot of the funny, not funny thing. Like people find a lot of good sense of community within the sport.
Yeah.
Which is probably the biggest reason why people continue to come back and,
Sure.
and compete. Aside from like just
Seeing
just
your
doing
face.
hard things, seeing my face, of course. So just like comments like this are just super short sighted, but
Yeah. Two things Americans avoid: the metric system and doing regular workout like jogging. Nope, have to hit a tire with a hammer and run around playing army. Well, sir,
clearly don't look like you work out or you look like you jog too much.
yogging. It could be yogging. It's a
Yeah.
new trend.
Is it? That's a new
Yeah,
thing.
we're going to try it out.
Okay.
The metric system, all of us shoot 9mm.
Joke's on you, dumbass.
Hitting a tire with a hammer and run around playing army.
We actually don't do any tire hits either. So again,
Yeah, it's a subjective movement, sir. Not going to happen. But running around playing army. Got it. All right.
is this the white guy's version of 37 and under Pop Warner football?
No, because we have a 60+ division, so it is not. Thank you very much.
All these tough dudes need to just let go and start kissing. Jokes on
Agreed.
you also because
The sexual tension out there is palpable.
the long road trips do tend to get boring, so we got to find a way to make it interesting. This is my favorite comment.
This is homoerotic Republican gunplay.
Hell yeah!
Oh, don't play gay chicken with me, sir. You're not gonna win.
You will lose.
We should make this a shirt. Homoerotic Republican gunplay.
and a new patch. I'll wear it on my patch. Suburbanite middle manager conference. All these guys drive lifted trucks to the office jobs.
Damn it!
Fuck, we do drive lifted trucks to the range, and that is our office. So, well done, sir. You kind of hit the nail on the head there. Can't get more gringo than that. Ah, yes. After party at McDonald's. After party's actually at Applebee's.
Yeah, we frequent Waffle House and Applebee's. McDonald's is not in the cards, sir.
So good.
Oh my god. I wonder what the Venn diagram of this and white supremacy looks like. I
don't even know.
Yeah, I think the athleticism and the I don't know, it pushes it far away. I like to think so. God damn.
This is why we have a male loneliness epidemic, by the way. Who's actually taking them taking this seriously?
That profile picture is like, I'm glad you blocked her face out.
I tried. It's the opposite of loneliness. Everybody's doing.
Everybody's on my OnlyFans. I don't know. This is.
And by the way, here's a link to my OnlyFans, guys. So please buy this.
Who's actually taking this seriously? I don't know. I don't got a response for this one.
Lots of question marks there. Only in America can a training camp for insurrectionists be labeled as CrossFit for gun enthusiasts. Seriously, just think of any other country in the world doing this and how it would be framed. Capitalism, Kool-Aid runs deep.
Poland is doing this, so joke's on you, guy behind the ship helm.
Another peaked in high school comment.
For the peaked in high school to feel badass with no risk of someone shooting back.
That's not true.
Yeah, we try to make sure nobody shoots back. That one's fun.
Signed sincerely, pasty dude in some tropical location.
But he's got like the hip. He's got the hip.
Yeah, he's got like a cocked hip thing going on.
He's touching his glasses too.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's all of them. That's all of our favorite ones from the post. You guys can continue to do your own deep dive and get a good laugh out of it.
Meanwhile, something that I thought was very awesome is like there were a lot of positive comments in there too, which we didn't, we don't share because that's not funny. It's not clickbaity.
Yeah,
they're trying to get views on this.
No one needs a stroke around. We do that well enough already.
No, but it was cool to see all the people that do compete, all the people that are involved in our sport, all the people that are in the military, all the people that are in law enforcement. I mean, like over 50% of our competitor base fills those roles. It was cool seeing them jump in and say, hey, no, actually, this is not anything like this. This is totally different than that. And all the people that we have that are, stray from what I think like the white male hetero norm, like all the people that stray from that were out there like, hey, I'm different and I'm in this community.
Yeah.
I'm here and we let Rose show up every day. We let you show up every day. We got Gil. He's, Gil, Chance. Nobody knows where Chance is from.
No. Probably some Eastern European country. Who knows? But it was good to see the community, hop in there and put their 2 cents in. But at the end of the day, like we got in front of 20 million people on Instagram for that, and there's a lot of good positive feedback from it. And any publicity is good publicity, as they say. So I'll take it.
We've got another network coming out to our next event.
Hell yeah. Do you want to share it? Or
No, we won't. We'll wait until it comes out.
Okay. All right.
But I'm excited about that and get in front of more new people.
I think that'll be better.
I don't know. You never know.
We'll see.
We'll introduce them to you first and see how it goes.
It's a good move.
Can you just speak all Spanish?
I know like 17 words, so I'll just say whatever 17 words I know.
Perfect.
See what they say.
That's awesome.
Well, Texas will be fun. I'm excited for Texas. Get back to the YO. We love Ryan. We love that crew there, so it'll be a good time.
What are you most excited about? If you say hog hunting, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I was going to say hog hunting.
Yeah, I know you were.
I just like the YO. There's a lot of like really cool history at the property. Everything that they have, like all the buildings are cool. Like the property itself is just awesome. Seeing all just the wildlife that's there. And like I said, like the crew that runs that property is awesome. They just always take good care of us. So it's always fun to get back there and just hang out with everybody, set up a good event. Team events are always fun for us. So I'm excited for it.
And we'll do some planning for Sniper Challenge as well while we're out there.
Yep.
So we're going to set up the match. We're going to hog hunt. We're going to plan out Sniper Challenge. We're going to put on the match. And hopefully on Monday we're all just gonna chill.
It's a bunch of homoerotic Republican stuff. I just can't fucking wait, dude. I'm here for it, man.
I think all week next week, every day we should just. I had this idea for Roe and we never executed on it. It's been too long now, but I wanted to take all of the photos from Reno and overlay them, like superimpose them into either like the what's the hell is the name of the American Gladiator backgrounds, and then like the Army low crawl, you should have just superimposed them all into those different images.
Oh, it's been so fun. Photo.
Maybe that's what we'll make for the cover photo for this one. It'll be like
that would be epic.
It's not the Aggro Crag. That was the one on Nickelodeon. What was it called? Where, you know what I'm talking about? Where they had all the different guns and they had to run and try to get the.
It was where they would have them on the big podiums and you would shoot down at them.
Or the tennis ball cannon.
I'll Photoshop it. No, the cover photo is going to be Nick's beautiful portrait that they took of him in the desert there. That was a nice photo.
the whole time I was like, hey, can my wife be in this portrait, please? And they're like, yeah, well, definitely. So they took all these photos of Amanda and I, and then be like, okay, can we get one with just you? With just you?
They're like, no.
Because they wanted to make sure that there wasn't a female in there. Because why? Like it totally played to the narrative of what was happening in the story.
100%. There was an underlying, plan and agenda for what they wanted to do and how they wanted to paint the sport. But hey, whatever.
But they still gave us promotion, and
I'm here for it.
Promotion costs a lot of money,
and it was for the free, so I'll take it. So good job, New York Times. You guys crushed it.
And you know what else is hilarious too is the weather that they had to deal with the whole time that they were out there. Because we whatever. It's cold, it's wet, it's rainy, it's just another day in the tactical games.
We're used to shitty weather.
But if you're not used to it and you're stuck outside and you're freezing your ass off.
And you're not moving around, you're not working out, you're just sitting cold and shivering the whole time.
Yeah.
So, at least I got to deal with that.
Yeah. Anything else you want to throw in before we leave?
Nah, it was fun, man. It was a good podcast.
I enjoyed it as well. It was a good event. We look forward to seeing you guys all soon. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.